This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I'm recording the session. So as I mentioned, the yesterday session I have done recording one more time because we were facing some issues in installing the required softwares. So yesterday we discussed about environment setup. So as I mentioned, we need Java to be installed in our machine. Okay, Java installation and configuration we have discussed yesterday, and we need an editor like Eclipse or IntelliJ kind of editors we need. So we have done installation of Eclipse. So hope you got the documents from our admin team. So you follow the steps actually. So I will open for you one more time. So I gave the URL. So directly hit this URL and you need the Oracle account to be created. You create it. So once you create Oracle account, so you go to this link and you can see Windows 64 installer. So you can download this exe file. So it is simply exe file as I mentioned in the yesterday's new video also. You can download this some 145 MB file. You double click it, and when you run that file, you can see it is installed. So it can be found in installation in this folder. Let's say C uh, program files Java. So when you double click that one, and you can see this folder. Okay, this is the path of JDK in your system. After that you need to do configuration. So what is configuration is you need to tell your operating system where is Java libraries are installed, so that you will be doing the process like you go to this path. As I mentioned, you right click on this PC, go to properties, advanced system settings, and go to environment screen that you can see here. When you click environment screen, it will give you the pop-up to add these variables Java underscore home, and you give the path of the JDK. Okay, so and then there is one more critical variable I told you, that is path. The name of the variable itself is path. You have to append the value of the bin folder, not JDK. This bin folder path you have to give. Now you should be ready to go. So if you want to check your version, so just to go to Java hyphen version, you can see Java version whatever is installed and configured. And if you want to uninstall also, so you go to settings, you go to apps, you go to installed apps. So you can search for Java if you want, or you can see Java, just to type Java here. Okay, you should see the installed version. So if someone wants to uninstall some higher versions, first you can uninstall and follow the steps to install and configure. Okay, hope this is fine. Just follow this document. This is straightforward document. If you still face any issue, reach out to us. I'll definitely help you. That is one important thing we discussed yesterday. That's why I recreated a video. Don't worry about full video. Nothing is there. Full video as we are facing some issues. So I was unable to show completely, but you follow this document. I have created it again. So this is in detail and correct latest one. Okay, and the second thing is Eclipse editor. So you need an Eclipse to write your programs. Okay, so basically if you go to our folder, yesterday's folder, where is that? Yeah, yeah, pin for quick access. Okay, so if you go to workspace, so this is the file we have created yesterday. So demo.java. What I will do, I'll just copy paste to my desktop. Okay, so let us say this is a notepad file. You can write some code on notepad. Okay, you can save it with extension .java. So this is the file. Okay, so now if I want to run the program, I can run through this also. Okay, so this is the place where my Java file is there. So as I mentioned, in notepad also you can write the code and save as .java. Okay, so that is the place of my Java file, and I can compile the code. Okay, let's say the name of the file is demo.java. Okay, so you can see it is executed. Can you see, can you all observe the dot class file is generated? So when I run this command java c space demo.java, a dot class file is generated, which is input for your operating system. Now if I want to run java and demo, don't know why it is not working. So what is the code here? Let me open in Notepad. See, this is simple. Okay, so I mentioned a package. Maybe I may write a sample.demo, but this is the file. So as I mentioned, you can write in Notepad, and that compiled code I am trying to execute. Okay, so yeah, maybe again this is something related to configuration, but just I will see what is this issue. But you can write the program in Notepad and you can run also. But it's not easy to write in plain Notepad because so Java is a case sensitive language. So you will understand everything slowly. So Java is a case sensitive language, so you cannot understand. For example, if I write public, so you will get error when you run the program, you will get error. And Java is recommended to always use this keyword in lowercase, and package is in lowercase, static is in lowercase, void is in lowercase, something like that. There are some rules. So it's very tough to see if there are any errors while writing the code. So it's not that easy. So we can generally take the help of Eclipse kind of editors. And another document is there. So that is to set up Eclipse. It's very simple. You hit this URL. If you hit this URL, you can see Eclipse installer link download option. You simply click the download option, and you can see this file. Where is this one? Downloads. Yeah, so this installer will be there. You double click this one, you can see another screen to choose the different versions of Eclipse, because Eclipse supported multiple programming languages like Java, C++, PHP, HTML kind of things. Okay, you can see in this installer. So our purpose is to with Java, so you can choose the first one, Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. Okay, you can simply click that one and proceed these steps, follow the steps in this installer. So it will complete installation. After completing installation, it will ask you to create a desktop shortcut and add that menu, startup menu and all. So if you select that desktop shortcut icon, you can see an option here. Okay, so you can see desktop here. So as I have created recently, so I can see 2025-03, and you can use the older version also. This is the latest version I have. You can use the latest version, not a problem. Okay, so this is about having this setup ready, uh, Java as well as Eclipse. Okay, so these are the two things we discussed yesterday. So as I mentioned, you follow the steps that are mentioned clearly. If still questions, so you can reach out to us. We will definitely help you with the setup. Okay. So then what we have done, so we have to, next step is we have to launch Eclipse. So as I mentioned, these kind of things you will learn only while practicing. That's why don't consider this as a theoretical session. So every session needs to be practiced. You will slowly understand. So initially you may feel challenge in typing uppercase, lowercase, creating the classes and all, but will definitely uh, go through it. I mean, if you practice, definitely you will get it. So first step is we need to create the launch Eclipse, and we need to create a workspace. As I mentioned, workspace is a folder where all your project related files are stored, and then create a Java project. Okay, so these are the things we have done. Under Java project, create a package. Under the package, create a Java class with main method. Always write a method in when you are writing method, you simply use these brackets. That is a good practice or best practice in Java. So as I mentioned, these are all the things we are going to understand slowly. So once you launch the Eclipse, you need to create the workspace, and you need to create the Java project. You need to create a package under that. You need to create a Java class under that. Okay, so there are some rules also while creating the package. There are some naming conventions to follow, like a package name should be in always uppercase. And when you creating the Java class, you can use that again naming convention. The class name must begin with uppercase. So like this, there are some rules we need to follow, the naming conventions to follow, so that so that other developer also understands that is a class, that is a package and all. So those are all things we will understand as we progress, as I mentioned. Okay, so first I will launch the Eclipse. It is installed. I launched the Eclipse, and we created a workspace already. If not created, it will ask you to create a workspace. You choose the folder, whether it is a D drive or E drive, choose the folder, and next time onwards, it will give you that pop-up to continue in the same workspace, or you want to create another workspace. So as I have already created, it will ask you to choose the workspace that I have already created. So that's what going to appear. Okay, see, this is the workspace we have created yesterday. So that's why this window is coming. Otherwise, it will ask you to create one more workspace. For the first time, it will ask you to create a workspace. The second time onwards, as I mentioned, you can reuse that existing workspace. So I can go with launch. Then you can see the Eclipse editor. So the Eclipse is launched, workspace is created, and the next step is a Java project we need to create. So yesterday we have seen how to create a Java project. So you go to file, arrow, new, arrow, Java project or project, and then you can see the selection wizard. Under general, you can have the, under Java, you can have the Java project. So this is the navigation. Okay, so simply say next and give the name of the project. Let's say second project. You can create a number of project, that's okay, but in real time you will be having only one project. And yesterday we were facing issue because it's I have the older version of Eclipse. Now as I install the newer version of Eclipse, so I can see all these environments JREs that already came with the Eclipse as well as I configured. So I am selecting Java 11 and I will continue with Java 11. So there are no changes required here. First time if you need, you can select with Java 11, otherwise not required. And Java programs you can practice on any one of these versions, there is no problem. Only challenge is when you are integrating Java plus Selenium or Java plus Selenium plus TestNG or Java plus Selenium plus TestNG plus Cucumber, you may see some compatibility issues. That's why it is recommended to use lower versions. Don't go with higher versions directly. And the Selenium guys are suggesting minimum version is 11. Okay, so as I mentioned, so you can create a project, and while creating the project, by default it should come the environment as some whatever the Eclipse supports, but you go with 11 because you have all development libraries installed in your system. Okay, so this is the navigation we have followed. So to create the project, so what I have done, file menu, arrow, new, arrow, project, under that Java project. So you select this one, enter name of the project. Okay, and set JRE. By default it will be same. See, by default it is selected already. Okay, so I am giving a second project. Okay, you can directly say finish. Set JRE if required. This is not a compulsory step, it must be already set up, and say finish. You can see project is created. So this is the second project. So under SRC you can see this module info. So not required. If you want, you can delete it. If you there is some default code came module something, you can ignore this file for now. So if you are using another version of Eclipse, it may not come. Don't worry about that module info Java file. That's okay. Okay, so now as I mentioned, as a good practice, as a best practice, you always create a package. Okay, so it must starts with lowercase. See, why I'm everyone recommends Eclipse or tools is, see, I'm writing package name as hello uppercase. Okay, so I'm writing package name which is beginning with uppercase. See, it is saying discouraged package name. By convention, package names usually starts with lowercase. Okay, so it is a rule so that everyone can understand. If some other developer is looking at your code, so they always understands that okay, this must be package. So it is always encouraged to use package names to begin with lowercase. So it's not recommended to use uppercase. So I'm changing from uppercase to lowercase. So there is no warning or error. So that means it is allowed. So when I finish, you can see package. Now when I say new class, so yeah, so I will again say, I'll say first program something. Okay, and select the main method. And for few days, please write the Java classes with main method. You will understand slowly. Without main method also you can write, but initially until you get some hands-on, you create a Java class with main method. Okay, so what we have done, you created a package and then you created a Java class with main method. Sorry, can you please go on mute if someone is it fine or you have any question? Okay, thank you. Yeah. So this is the default code appears on your screen. So this is where you begin your journey. So this is the main method, which is the starting point of your program. So everything starts here. Okay. And I used one um, statement yesterday, system.out.println. So if you write something here, you can see uh, in the count output window. So this is the program you have written. See the play icon, you can run this one. Okay, so you can run this one and you can see whatever you have written in the console output screen. So this is output screen, you are writing to the console. Okay, so later in few classes you can read from console also, so that don't rush. So I'll cover everything step by step. So first we are beginning to write into that console. As I mentioned, later after few classes, with the help of some predefined Java classes, we will see how to read from console. Okay, this is your journey. Okay, so yeah, I'll stop here for the introduction of setting of these environments and Eclipse, creating the project and all. Okay, so next thing is we'll quickly see a complete Java structure. 1 second. Paint. So what we have done so far. So I have created a Java class. Sorry. Okay, I have created a Java class. Sorry, I have created a workspace. I'll begin from workspace. Under that, I have created a Java project. Under that, I created a package. Under that, I created a Java class with main method. So yeah, so these are the things we have done so far. Okay. So first we created workspace. Under that I created Java package, Java project, and then package, and then main method. So again, in workspace you may have multiple projects also. Okay, so you can have one more project, and under a project you can have multiple packages also. Okay, under a package you can have multiple classes also. But again, as I mentioned, don't rush into these things. We'll understand one by one. So but this is the basic structure we generally need to understand. So a workspace can have multiple projects. In real time you will be having only one project, and in a project you can have multiple packages. In real time also you will have multiple packages, and in a package you may have multiple classes, and of course interfaces also, as I mentioned, but you will understand slowly. Okay, so coming back to Eclipse. So next thing what we have to understand is, uh, okay, first let me give some overview. So let me close this one. I'll create one more package here. Um, I'm just giving some random name demo. Okay, so some class, I will use the name of the class as car. I'm just writing a name of the class as car with main method. So I am writing something here, public int wheels or something I'm writing, and I'm writing one block similar to main method. I'm writing one more block. Okay, so that is with a name same as a class name. Okay, so this is called as a constructor. Okay, and here I can write one more method, public void some start car method. So I'm writing some lines of code. A car is starting. Okay, so like this you will have different components here. So but overall you see these are the variables. Okay, also some people will called as fields, but don't worry about these names. So mostly you call it as variables, and this is a constructor, and this is the main method from which your execution begins. Okay, this is the starting point of your execution, and this is the user defined method. So one more thing, if you observe, I'm writing double slash. So double slash is to comment in Java. So that means when you are running the program, it won't execute. So it is just for information or to describe the purpose of the method. So for example, this method is doing some operation, finding a largest number of given three numbers, or something like it is doing login operation. You can write a comment saying, so this method, this is a login method which will do the login of some application. So you need to give username, password, something, whatever you want, you can write, but it is not skipped from execution. So for that reasons, you can use comments, or if you want any block of code you don't want to execute, you can write under these comments. Okay, again, single line comments, multiple line comments, many things are there. Don't rush, as I said, we will understand slowly. Okay, so if you observe overall, so there are wheels, and I can write something here. Int let us say mirror some. Okay, I will write a mirror something. Okay, so here also there is a variable, but the difference is this is a local variable, this is called as global variable. So we need to understand everything one by one. Okay, so as I mentioned yesterday, in a Java class you see only these kind of components. One is variables, one is a constructor, one is method. But the variables can be local variables or global variable. Sorry, this is local variable. Variables can be local variables or global variables. And out of global, you may have one keyword called what should I use? Enterprise something I am writing. So this is global static. Okay, so this is non-static because I am not using keyword static. So if you are using keyword static, that is static variable, and if you are not using keyword static, simply that is non-static. And this is a constructor, this is user defined method, this is a predefined or existing method of in Java from where execution starts. Okay, so you don't see any other fourth element in the Java class, you remember that one. Okay, so as I mentioned yesterday also, so let me open that image. Okay, so you will see these three elements only. So a Java class consists of mainly these things: variables, constructors, methods. We have to understand one by one in detail. Don't rush. So if you understand these details properly, it's very easy to use the someone written Java code, whether it is from Selenium or it is from Apache API or from REST Assured. Any Java based code you can understand very easily. Okay, so that's why we need to spend good amount of time on understanding these things. So as I mentioned, in Java class you don't see any other things other than variables, other than constructors, other than methods. Okay, so that is first point you have to understand. Again, I don't worry about this thing. You don't need to write this code in day one itself. Okay, but this is how overall a class appears. It can be 10 lines or 1000 lines. You don't see any other element other than these three: variables, constructors, methods. Okay, so that's why we need to start our journey with variables and then methods, then constructors. So we'll understand overall what is a Java class, then we'll spend some time on understanding predefined Java classes. Okay, so then in oops concepts, then interfaces. That's how our course would be. Yeah. So don't worry about this class. This is just to show the different components you can see in a Java class. You take any class, you don't see any other element. For example, I told you, so Selenium is providing mm, predefined classes, right? So Chrome driver class. So if you go to this Chrome driver class, see they are saying this is a class. So you can see the class. Can you see this is from so and so package? So this name of the class is Chrome driver. This is under this folder structure or under this package. Okay, so that's why we need to learn the Java concepts. Then comes to Selenium. Okay, and this is extending Chrome driver. So extending means inheritance. It is inheriting one of the parent class, that is Chrome driver. Then we need to have knowledge on inheritance and constructors. I told you, right? So okay, before to that, field or what is that, variables. So there are two fields available here. One is three fields: CDP, casting, and is Chrome browser, something like this. So this is a field. These are the fields available. And constructors, there are five varieties of constructors available. One is empty parameters or no parameter constructor or default constructor. This is constructor with one parameter. This is constructor with two parameters, constructor with three parameters, and constructor, whereas Chrome options or Chrome driver, something like this. So you can see different varieties. You will understand everything one by one. Don't confuse about this one. Why you have to learn the constructors methods, I want to give overview. That's why I'm sharing this one. But don't worry about on day one itself. And methods. So this class, this page is helping you what are the different methods already developed for you. For example, you want to open the browser. Okay, constructor automatically opens the Chrome browser. So just you create the constructor automatically. See, you can see the description, creates a new Chrome driver using default server configuration. So it will open the browser. And for example, you need to enter a URL after opening browser. What we do generally in testing, I will give some URL, let's say google.com. So where I have to give, there is a method called just a second, you can see get method. Where is that get method? Hmm, or close is to close browser. Okay, see this get method. So when you use this get method, see, you can observe these methods. So public void get, this is what I have written, right? So public void start car, I gave my name, but the guy that who developed that class, he gave the get method. So we have to give user defined methods as per it should when you writing the method, it should reflect the purpose of the method, what you are doing, so that others can understand. So we will understand that while discussing about methods. But if you come back here, so these are all the methods available. And if you see get method, see what they're telling. It loads a new web page in current browser. So if you see, it takes the URL. Inside this method, you have to give in double quotes saying www.google.com, and on that Chrome browser, whatever launched previously on that on the current browser, so it loads a new web page. Whatever URL you use, it will be launched. That's it. So you can see browser will be opened. Now after browser is opened, what do you want? For example, you want to find a button. So there is a method called find element. So where is find element? Yeah, this is find element method. So simply the next line you have to write find element. Then you will give HTML details. So I'll give HTML details like ID equal to some ABCD. Okay, so then that Selenium identifies that element on the page with ID equal to ABCD. It can be button or link, whatever. That's where our knowledge requires. So I hope you understand why I was talking about Java and HTML initially. Okay, so as you see this class, so all these methods, there are already methods available. They are already written for you. You don't need to worry anything, but you should know how to call the method and how to use this constructor and what are the fields available. You don't need to by head anything. So Eclipse will help you. So it's very easy to use these methods. Okay, so that's why if you see this class, you don't have any other option. As I mentioned, only three things: you have variables or fields, constructors, methods. That's it. You don't have any other new thing here. Okay, these are all methods only, and they are telling the Chrome driver and all. They are just describing that constructor details. Okay, method details. You don't have any other new thing. You don't see any other fourth element. That's why I was stressing on this image. You have to remember this point so that it's very, very easy. So in a Java class, you always see three components, either variables or fields, and constructors and methods. You will understand what is constructor, different varieties of constructors, what is method, different varieties of methods, what are the rules to write a method, what are the rules to define a constructor, and all you will see as part of this course. But first and foremost thing you should keep in your mind, in a Java class you will see only these three elements. Okay, hope you are understanding. That's why, that is the reason I added some variables, some constructors, some methods. If the method is already available, it is called as predefined method. Okay, if a method that you are developing, you means that automation developer or any Java developer is developing, that is called as user defined method. Okay, so hope this is clear. Then we will discuss one by one in detail. So we'll start with the variables, then methods, then constructors. Overall, we'll understand as a class. Okay, so this is where we need to begin our journey. I will write one more Java class to begin. So that we need to discuss more about variables. Okay, so again, I will take one package. See, you can observe I'm using same src folder but different packages I'm using. Something I'm write variables demo. Okay, so I'm creating a class, something called variables only with the main method. But one more thing you have to remember is, don't use any class names, package names that are already existing. So what happens, compiler will confuse whether to use your class or that is already came in Java. See how it knows is, see, while creating a project, can you see in addition to src, you can see JRE system library. So these are all classes already there. Okay, so under this, so there might be some class names which are already existing. So don't use these class names um, which are already existing. Eclipse will suggest you if there is any such confusion. Eclipse suggests you always, so don't worry about that also. So I am writing a class variables, something with main method. Always for you practice, create a project package and then create a class with some name and with main method until for few days, as I told you. Okay, remember this line, remove that one. Okay, so variables, I will write some programs, you will understand in detail. So I am writing x comma y something. Okay, uh, you see, if you want to store data, so how do you store data? So generally we use the data as numbers or integers or decimals, single characters, strings and all. To store those kind of things, so we need a variables in Java. So in any programming language we need these things. So you can give in any name here. So I gave two variables as x and y, but I am writing something called int, that is called as data type. So I have a variable x with name x, its data type is integer. That means, so it stores data of integers only. You cannot store any other value. So for example, if I write 12.35, so you see you got an error. Can you guys see, observe error? There is an underline, and you can see here that red color mark, it says type mismatch. So what is type mismatch? So the variable y, the name of the variable is y, of type integer. So it should, as per the rule, it has to support integers, but I am storing variables. So you can see these kind of errors also, so that you can learn. So while practicing, if you see any errors, don't afraid, so that means you are learning. So with the help of Eclipse, when you mouse over, it says type mismatch, you cannot convert double to integer. So something like this. Okay, so now error is gone when I remove this one. Okay, so like this you can store the data use with the help of these predefined data types. So what are those data types are? So if it is integers, so don't worry, if they are very basic things for you, no other option, we have to learn. Okay, so byte short int long. So these are the four data types for integers, and double comma long for decimal values. Okay, and single characters char. So these are all keywords. So when you write int, so you can see that in maroon color. So that means already Java knows that one. So that's why these color codes and all. Okay, and for uh, true or false flags or literals, if you want to store these things, another data type is boolean. So like this, there are 8 primitive data types in Java. Java supports 8 primitive data types. Okay, so they are byte, short, int for integers, double and long for decimals. For single characters, it is a char, and it is a boolean. And remember, these are case sensitive. Java is a case sensitive language. If the rule is to use lowercase, you have to use lowercase. Okay, so we are here to learn the rules. Okay, so based on this, so I want to declare a few things quickly. Byte a equal to 10, let's say. Short b equal to 12 and 20, or 50 or something. I'll give 50. Int c equal to some 500. Long d equal to some bigger value I can give. Okay, so why I have these varieties is, so always when you are storing a variable, it occupies some memory. So it takes some memory from JVM. While executing, it will read the values from the same memory location. So that is the reason to save the memory. So it is giving, Java provided these different four types of data types in Java, but it depends on the size. So you no need to remember the size. So I'll quickly print for you. So there is a option called uh, minimum value. Okay, so there is a class called byte. So as I mentioned, you will understand after some time. So if you want to know the allowed numbers in this one, so from minus 128 to 127 you can store. If you want to store the bigger number, you will get error. For example, if I want to store 130, see the error. So line, if you observe the error at line number 15, it says let's mouse over and see, cannot convert into 2 byte. So it is telling it's a bigger number of type integer, so it's not type of byte, you cannot accommodate. Okay, so like this it is giving error. Similarly, let me print all these things quickly. Min value, max value. So if you already know these things, please be with me for some time, because I don't want to jump into complex topics directly, but I will cover complex topics, don't worry. But as this class to be for everyone, so I need to introduce all these things. Though it is basic, please be with me. Okay, so just I am giving this helper text to understand the different ranges. See the range, minus 128 to 127 for bytes, and minus 32,768 to 32,767 for short. Okay, if integer, let's say some more memory, and long, so that size is more if you keep on proceeding. So it must be 1 byte of memory, it must be 2 bytes of memory occupied, and it must be 4 bytes, it must be 8 bytes. Like this memory is occupied. You don't need to worry about these things, but at least you should understand how to declare integers. So in Java, when you are playing with the data, so to represent the data, Java provides these 8 primitive data types. For integers, byte, short, int, long. For decimal values, double and long. Sorry, float and double, I am wrong. Okay, float and double for decimal values. For single characters, char, and true or false literals, it is boolean. Okay, hope this is clear. As I mentioned, so you need to be with me for some time until I cover the basics also.
So do we have something for the like a strings also, or like
Yeah, yeah.
if we cover under
I'll
the
come there. Yes, 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 yes. I'll come there also, but it is little different in Java. How
okay,
string is different also, I'll tell you. Yeah, that is there. The first strings also it is there. That's why I have not mentioned here. String is a class in Java, so I'll show you. I'll show you that also. Yeah, but yeah, this that's how we have to understand. I'll show you why it is different. So to answer your question, so I am writing maybe to keep it simple. I'll take one more class. Variables 2, see error. It says type name discouraged by convention. Java type means class. Type name usually starts in uppercase. So this and all you can learn if you do in only on Eclipse kind of editors. Okay, so whatever we observed, sometimes I'm writing here. Okay, now, so as I mentioned, we are discussing about the data types. Okay, we have seen byte and all. Let me copy this here. Okay, then for float, x equals to some 123.45, double y equals to 123.45.67, something like this. But there is an error at line number 11 if you observe, because you have to append the f at the end. So then it understands this is a floating value. Okay, and for true or false, you can give any name of the variable, anything, but you can keep true or false. Either true or false only you can store. And for single characters, as I said, ch equal to something like this you can give. Okay, so this is for the primitive data types, 8 primitive data types given in Java, but string uh, something like this. Okay, so name is money. So that means you have to give the multiple characters in double quotes, single characters in single quotes, multiple characters which is a string you have to give in double quotes. But if you see clearly, so the all these primitive data types in maroon color, but whereas string in black color, because this is a class, these are not classes. So these are just variables. There are no methods, no constructors. As I said, when I talk about a class, these three things should come to your mind along with the variables, constructors and methods also. So byte, short, int, these are all primitive data type. These are not classes, so there are no methods and what do you say, constructors. But whereas string, it is a predefined Java class. So from, see, when I mouse over on this one, you can observe java.lang and the string, this is name of the class. Under this package java.language, okay, so see, you can see the description of this class also. It says this is a string class, represents character strings. Okay, so you can declare string like this and all. As we progress we can understand, but yes, so string is not only data type in Java, so it is a class. It's not a data type in Java, unlike other languages. It is a predefined Java class. Okay, so let me add that point also. It is a predefined Java class. So as I mentioned, a predefined Java class means there are some methods already existing for you. For example, I gave the name as money, but I want that to be printed in uppercase. So I want to convert all these things in uppercase. You no need to write any program. Automatically, these guys already provided a method for you. They have written code for you. So simply call that method. That's it. Okay, see, there is a string class. They have provided a method to uppercase. They have already written code for you. What it will do is the given string is converted to uppercase. See, the value is printed in uppercase. So same Selenium also someone written classes for you. So when you start using the methods, you can perform those operations like opening the browser, identifying the elements, performing actions on the elements, or retrieving some text from the page. So everything you can do automatically. So that is the reason I'm stressing more. about methods or Java concepts, you should understand first. Then it is very easy to understand either Selenium or rest assured, because both are developed using Java, because we are learning in our class with Selenium with Java. So they are adapted Java concepts, so we should know Java. Okay, don't worry about this method. If anyone is confusing how I am calling the method, so don't worry. Just to introduce how to, what is a method and all, what is predefined already, I call this one. But don't worry, when you are talking about methods, you will understand this in detail. But coming back to string, so it is a predefined class in Java to represent multiple characters. Generally, we give in double quotes, and when you convert into uppercase, you no need to write any extra code. Of course, 100% may not possible. Most of the operations that we can do on the strings, like converting to uppercase, converting to lowercase, such kind of things, you can do easily with the help of predefined methods. On top, if you still want, you can write your extra code. That is okay. Okay, so don't worry about this method. This is just for your knowledge, what is method, how it helps and all. Same way, methods are predefined, classes are predefined for you. Most of the classes are there from Java. Most of the classes are already there for you on Selenium and rest assured. Okay, yeah, so coming back to this one, so we have these many data types. All these 8 data types are called as primitive data types. Okay, so the rest of the things you can say it as non-primitive data types. Again, as I mentioned, don't worry, the string is a non-primitive data type. Or in future we are going to discuss about interfaces. Any interface if you take, that is non-primitive data type. Or your WebDriver is a non-primitive data type. Or we are going to discuss about arrays. If you want to store more than one value, or if you want to group the values of same data type, you can use arrays in Java. So that is called as non-primitive data types, or reference data types, or object data types. Don't worry, again, as I mentioned, those things you will understand slowly. Okay, now once we have knowledge on these variables, the next important thing we should discuss is operations, or with the help of some operators. Okay, so I'm creating a package again. I'm writing a class called operators demo one something. Okay, with the main method. This is where we perform journey. So firstly, if I want to introduce some arithmetic operations, there are some operators available, and we already seen one operator, but we have not observed, that is single equals, that is called as assignment operator. Okay, coming to the other operators like arithmetic operators. So if you want to perform some mathematical operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, such kind of things, so they are already there. So I can simply write the variables like this. You are declaring variables like this. When you are declaring a variable, how you are declaring? Variable declaration. So how you are doing is, how to mention the data type and a variable name, and then okay, or you can assign the value also directly. You can assign the value also. You can assign later, or you can assign at the time of declaration also. This is how you can declare the variables. Okay, we have already done this one. So you can declare like this, or you can assign the values like this later also. Anything is fine, there is no problem. Then if you come to the arithmetic operations, so I'll quickly write some programs. So it's very easy, you should not be problem. Okay, so minus y x multiplied by y, x divided by y. So okay, x percentage y. So again, it's very simple. As I mentioned, we have to practice at least once. Okay, so simple. I am doing the arithmetical addition operations, subtraction, multiplication, division, and a percentile. So hope you know all these things. What is percentile? Percentile is a kind of reminder. If you want to know the remainder, so you can see now this will print 2. Quotient is 2, remainder is 2. Or if I give 3, so you can see The quotient is 3, remainder is 2. So the output of addition, output of subtraction, output of multiplication, division, like this you can observe in the console. Okay. So yes, so these are the basic operations we generally do. So these are called as arithmetic operators. Okay. And then we'll quickly see assignment operators. So as I mentioned, we have already seen assignment operator. One operator is equals to. Okay. And there are some other operators also, but I don't need to stress much, but let me introduce those things also. Again, as I mentioned in class, it appears very easy, but while writing the program, you may get confusion with uppercase, lowercase, or end of the method. Okay, so for example, if you forget to give this one, it gives error. So don't confuse. So just mouse over and says completed class body or syntax error. So what it is meaning is, so it is considering this bracket for this one, but it is looking for the end of the class. So one more trick I can tell you here. So for example, you forgot this something is wrong here. So you mouse over this one. So when I clicked on line number 10, can you see the corresponding bracket also highlighted at line number 5? Have you observed this one? When I clicked here line number 10, you can observe this highlighted, this bracket also highlighted. That means this is ending bracket for method. This is starting bracket for this one. But where is the end of the class? So that way you can learn. As I mentioned initially, definitely you will face these small challenges. Don't worry, you will learn while you practice. Okay, but only through practice. Some people will forget to end the statement with a semicolon, and you learn one more thing. So every statement must end with semicolon. That is a rule. That is a rule. Maybe I have not discussed this, but that is a rule. The rule is a statement must end with semicolon. Okay, and it's a case sensitive language. For example, system.out.println, I am writing in lowercase, gone. So there is an error. Okay, it's not able to understand. When you mouse over, it says, what are you talking? Is it a field name or a method name? What is this? I'm not understanding. That's what Java is telling. So, but as per the rule, it must be uppercase. So we have to follow these rules. We have to understand these rules. As I am stressing again, so we need to learn only by practice. So you can comment the code. Every line must end with a semicolon, and Java is a case sensitive language. Okay, so let me write these points for you here, but as I mentioned, you will feel it when you write the programs only. Java is a case sensitive language. What else? Every statement in Java must end with what? Semicolon. Okay, so these kind of things you will learn. And if I come back to programs, so we thought of discussing about some other operators. There are assignment operators. So as I mentioned, I already discussed some int x equal to 10. So this is called as assignment operator. Okay, and if you want, for example, int y equal to 20. Okay, and what else? Let's say I can take one more variable, int z equal to something initially 0, but if I want z equal to x plus y, I can still do. Okay, I can still do. So this is something we have done. Okay, if I want to print, I can print the value of z like this. This is very basic that we have already seen. So either you print it or the value is stored earlier. If you observe why I have written like this is, here you are doing operations, but you are not modifying anything. If you print these xyz or x and y, the values are still same. They are unchanged. Have you observed this one? You are doing different operations, but the values are unchanged. Still they are 32 and 10. Okay. Or if you want a readable format, you give the double quotes plus operator, value of x is okay, and then value of y is. So if you want to see the output in the readable format, you can give double quotes. Okay, sorry, this is y. When you run this one, you can see value of x is 32, value of y is 10. So you did operations, but the values are unchanged. And but if you go here, value addition is done, and but value of z must be changed. If you see the value of z before operation and after operation, okay, when you run this one, so you should see initially value of z is 0. Okay, just to give me 5 minutes. 1 hour is really not sufficient, but yeah, please give me 5 minutes. Value of z is, okay. So if you see initially the value of z is 0, and after the addition operation value of z is 30. Okay, so like this you can do. And if you want one more way also, I can write z plus equals to a. Okay, sorry, not z plus x, right? So z plus equal to x. So what is that meaning? So what is that meaning is, see the value of z now. Okay, so it means simply z equal to z plus x. That's it. Okay, so instead of writing z equal to z plus x, you can write like this also. Okay, you can see the value is 0 here. You can see the value is 30 here. And what is the value here? 30 plus 10. It must be 40. Okay, so see here. So this is another way of writing, but don't worry. If in case if you came across this kind of notation, so that means they are using the assignment operators here. That is yeah. So that is plus equals to. Similarly, you can do for other things also. Okay. So I can write multiple operations like this. I'll quickly write these two for you. Maybe I write minus equals to, that means z equal to z minus x. So this is a different way of writing. That's it, nothing much. Multiplication, z multiplied by x, division. That's it. I don't know about this one. I have not calculated, but I'll take the help of Eclipse. Okay. So these are called as assignment operators. Okay. So the value of z initially is 0, then 30, 30 plus 10, 40, 40 minus 10 again 30, 30 into 10, 300, 300 by 10, 30. That's it. So hope it is matching here. But overall, if you see, these are the assignment operators: single equals to, plus equals, minus equals, multiplication equals, division equals. Instead of writing like this, you can write either this or this: z equal to z into x or z into equals to x. Both are same. So these are called as assignment operators. Okay, I'll just quickly write one more program. So as I mentioned, I want to cover basics, but as many topics as I can. Okay, operators demo 3. Quickly I will write comparison operators, which is very easy. That's why I'm writing quickly. Comparison operators, you know what are the comparison operators? So less than, greater than kind of operators. I can take int x equal to 20, y equals to 10. So you know, different classes I am declaring differently. Here I am first, I am declaring, initializing later. This is a declaration of variables, and this is how I am initializing variables. Okay, or I can do both in one line, initialization, declaration, both in one line. I can quickly write these operators: x less than y, x greater than y, something like this. But the result of these things is either true or false. Okay, here there is one tricky thing I'll tell you. X equals to y, sy so x double equals to y. There is a little confusion to understand these both. Okay, so I can show you these things quickly. So yes, so the output of comparison operators is either true or false always. Okay, so x less than y, so it must give false, because 20 less than y is false, 20 greater than y is true, and this is also false, equals to and all, and this is true, and one more operator must be x not equals to y. So I am telling my statement is x not equal to y, so it will print true. And don't confuse with this one. Double equals is a comparison operator where you compare two variables, whereas single equals is assignment operator. Okay, so if I write like this, can someone tell me the answer? Can someone try to answer this one? What is here? What is here? What is here? Can someone wants to try? What is output of line number 14? It's okay. Don't worry. Just give a try.
False.
False. Very good, because both are not equal. This one. This one. This one will be 10, because what is happening is it is storing the value of y into x. So initially there are two variables. One is x, one is y. Okay. So this is x. This is y. So its value is 20, its value is 10. So this will be copied here and 20 is replaced with 10. Okay, this is what happened at line number 15. Now what is the output at line number 16? What is output at line number 16?
True.
True, because the values are changed here. So initially the value
Correct.
is 20, and when I write x equal to y, value of y is copied to x. Now both become equal. So that's why it is true. But the overall what we have to understand is these operators. So these are comparison operators: less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equals to. This exclamation means not. Okay, double equals to. So these always result to you either true or false. Okay, so yeah, on interest of time I will stop here, but I will add a few more points. Whatever we discussed, different operators and all, whatever we discussed, I will add a few points to this notes and I'll share with you. Okay, so I'll stop today's session here. Let me stop recording.